everyone, and welcome to week 5. Last week overall you did a great job on the obesity discussion forum, and overall everyone did well on the test. One thing that several people got points off for was on the short essay listing 3 things that influenced obesity, but they didn't elaborate on or describe those things. Please be sure to read the questions carefully, and I expect at least 3 to 4 sentences on the short essay question. So if you don't have that much, you should really rethink your answers or consider adding more in the future. Although this isn't due this week, I wanted to start talking about your final project because it will be due in 3 weeks on Sunday, October 5th. So your final paper proposal is what will be due then. What this means is you really need to start thinking about your final paper topic. Your rubric for your final paper is due up here, and I've got it posted here. So just to kind of review, the big goal of the paper is to develop a thesis statement that will make an argument about some aspect of child development. So for example, you might make the argument that although walking is driven by biological capabilities, it's also strongly driven by environmental constraints. So that might be your thesis statement. So in your introduction, you're going to give background information and make your thesis statement. The body of your paper is going to contain 3 arguments in support of your thesis statement. So for example, I might say children in walkers who cannot see their legs will walk later. Children who adjust their crawling style to move faster, they will do this if their strategy is not effective, and toddlers will adjust their walking based on the slope of a hill and their own weight. These 3 arguments support my thesis statement that walking is strongly driven by environmental constraints. The next thing in your body will be one possible counter-argument and why it's wrong. So my counter-argument might be something like, some might argue that children are biologically predisposed to learn to walk, but children who do not have environmental support for walking do seem to walk later. And then at the end, you draw conclusions based on the evidence you presented. So that's the general layout of your paper. You'll also need to find references. If you're not familiar with the library website or with EBSCO, I've posted instructions along with the APA guides on Moodle. It's not up there yet, but it will be in this final paper information section. You'll need for your paper, according to the rubric, you'll need at least 5 references, and at least 3 of them, and preferably all of them, are peer-reviewed empirical articles like those you would find on EBSCO. For the proposal that's due in 3 weeks, and I've got it listed down here is where you'll submit it. You need to submit the general topic that you're covering, your thesis statement, so tell me what argument you're going to make, and an APA style reference for the citations for at least 3 of the articles you need to include in your final paper. So you will need to have references when you turn in this proposal. Okay, and then for this week, what we're covering is motor, sensory, and perceptual development. This week I've got a lot of videos, and I encourage you to watch them for your own information and because they'll be on the test. The first 2 videos here demonstrate method used to test inferent perceptions. The next 2 demonstrate some of the experiments that are discussed in your book, and the final 2 are just examples of reflexes so you can actually see them. And then for your discussion forum for this week, I'd like you to find a toy and assess how effective the toy is and how it could be changed to be even more useful for improving infant motor and perceptual development. And then as usual, you'll have your test due Sunday at midnight. And that is all for this week. So let me know if you have any questions, and have a great week.